Daddy long that guy. And shout out to Real Life Crew.
Hey, you're one of 12 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
Yeah, you know what? To define that better, I think the key there is... Zero cat. I just lost my trend of thought.
Welcome in to Nation Real Life. I'm Tyler Urumchuk. I'm back, baby, from vacation. I don't even remember what episode number this is.
152.
Episode 152 of Nation Real Life. It is a injury-depleted cast. It had nothing to do with actual injuries. It's people having other jobs. But Wanye is here. Bagged Milk is here. And I'm here. No Jay, no Chalmers.
We have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
We're going to honor our commitments and do a podcast.
It's not like we do this at the same time every single fucking week and you couldn't build your schedule around it. But
agreed.
Here we are, the three of us. Yeah.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
How was your trip?
It was good. Look, no ring on my finger.
Yeah, amazing. So you're like a ringless couple? Is that what you're doing? Like Jay-Z?
Progressive.
Yeah, I'm very cheap. That's the issue. Yeah. I got down on one knee. I said, listen, the ring is nonsense.
I got down on one knee and shrugged.
I got nothing. No, it was fun. Disneyland's great.
So what did you all do down there? Let us all in on this.
Flew in Saturday night. Sunday went to the Rams and Seahawks at the old Coliseum in LA on the USC campus. Like, just a fucking awesome piece of sporting building history. Like, it was so cool. They light up the Olympic torch before the game. Like, it's sweet there. And like, it was a 5:30 start. We got there at 1 o'clock. And by the time kickoff came, I was like, fuck, we should have shown up earlier. Cause you like walk around the tailgating, the party zones. Like, I would love for an Oilers playoff game to be like a Sunday night NFL game.
Oh.
Like, there was, I kid you not, like hundreds of cars just in dirt parking lots, people grilling, people watching TVs in their trucks. Like, and then there's a Bud Light party zone and a Corona party zone and all this stuff. Like, it was so much fun. The football game was great. And then I did Disneyland. I went to Disneyland when I was like 7 and I hadn't been back since. So I was a little like, oh, am I going to be like as an adult? Like, man, Disneyland's
it's designed to entertain us all.
Oh man. Yeah. We spent like 13 and a half hours there, I think, from like standing in line at the gate to fireworks at the end and then doing a couple more rides and leaving. So like, Disneyland's the best. That was fun.
A couple of cheeky ride beers.
Disneyland, it's hard to get beer. They don't just like have them anywhere. I guess the Star Wars land, you can like carry them around, but everywhere else you like can't carry it around.
Star Wars land? Star Warsian?
Yeah, not all the rides are open until January apparently. So heads up for those of you heading to Disneyland in the next week. So the big ride, I guess, isn't open until January. There's massive lines for the other ones, so I didn't do the rides, but like, I'm a casual Star Wars fan, but like life-size ships and like everything.
Did you just walk around the corner and feel like, holy fuck, I'm inside Star Wars?
Yeah, man. It's like you enter into a new world. Like if you're a Star Wars fan, you need to go there. Like it's like a book a whole vacation around it type of thing. California Adventures was a lot more fun for like the adult side of me. Yeah. Because that was like, they got like cool IPAs and like craft beers, like every corner you turn and like some really neat restaurants and stuff. And like the roller coaster there, like the iconic roller coaster was sick too. So I had a blast in California. I went to here's where we can get a conversation going. I went to an LA Kings game. Iconic Staples Center.
Yes.
Your expectations going into a building like that are...
Second Gretzky statue.
Yeah. They're so high. And you walk in there, the doors are cool. You go up to the second level and it's like, there's a lot of just like white walls here. And you get up into the upper bowl and it like feels dark. It's freezing. They're blowing cold air onto you, which I guess is expected because it's a hockey rink in California. The upper bowl, incredibly undersold. Like not a lot of people there at all.
Really?
We were row 5 in the upper bowl and we had pretty much the whole row to ourselves. There's one other couple on the far end and we sat on the other aisle seats. So like barren in terms of fans there. And when it comes to in-game presentation, I will never rip the Edmonton Oilers again. Because what the LA Kings have is like borderline embarrassing.
For real?
Oh my God. Like
what'd they do?
Like maybe I shouldn't be so harsh on it. Like
fuck the Kings.
And granted, I had a lot to drink, so maybe my memory isn't great. But like I remember TV timeouts where they were just playing commercials on the big screen for like airlines.
I don't remember too many drunk people that were like, "Oh, I was so drunk and bored as a result." Like usually, alcohol makes boring shit fun.
Yeah, and like maybe the hockey game wasn't great either. Like
they
beat the Rangers 3-1. Like it was like a blech hockey game. But still, like the in-game presentation, I thought the hosts were kind of crappy. And it was just like, I felt bored for so much of that game. And like at Rogers Place, as much as people like to joke about like Jesperson going, it's a t-shirt toss.
I love me a t-shirt toss.
Yeah, and like Hunter running up and down the rails and all that stuff. Like it's fun. Like you can put your phone away at an Oilers game and never be like, oh, I should check my phone quickly because I'm bored. At the Kings game, I was in there and I was like, fuck, I want to check my phone right now. Yeah, like I was very underwhelmed by the LA Kings. Everything else,
social game is tight.
Great.
Remember they put out, was it them that put out like the duck hunting video the one time?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that shit going on the scoreboard?
No, like there's nothing like there was nothing like funny going on. There was no like clowning the other
Doesn't
team
Cartman
really.
do the intro for the Kings?
I think
Kings,
they
go,
play,
and
I think
the
they
Cartman
play
voice?
that once maybe. Like again, it's just like a casual little like you watch it for 10
Weird.
seconds and then it's like man, and like Tuesday night maybe I should cut them some slack. Maybe on a Saturday when the building's full, they crank up the lights and shit like that, and maybe going to an NFL game like 2 days before.
Set the bar unreasonably.
Yeah, like Sway Lee doing the halftime show with like lasers and lights is like fucking
Just
sweet.
at a normal game?
Just at a game in the middle of the season. Just Sway Lee performing. Like
How many people were at the Kings game? Would you guess? Like half full?
I would say it was probably about 75% full.
Okay.
Like, I mean, not great.
It's not bad for a Tuesday
I guess
game
a
in
Tuesday
LA
in
for a horrible
LA.
team.
Yeah.
Horrible team,
And that's the
season,
other thing,
middle
too.
of the season.
No Connor McDavid.
maybe I should cut them some
But
slack.
that won't touch the in-game experience sucking.
Yeah, like, and maybe if the crowd was better, you
Where
would
was
have been
Sway
more into
Lee?
it. Sway Lee was
He wasn't at the Kings game?
no, he was only at the Rams game.
He only went to football.
Yeah.
See, Sway Lee doesn't like hockey bag milk. That's
get
the
it.
problem.
Well, maybe the Kings should have brought in Sway Lee, and I would have had a better opinion on things.
Yeah, I think Sway Lee goes wherever the checkbook dictates.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine they paid him a lot of money for a Sunday nighter.
You think he wrote a letter to the Rams? Dear Rams, I love football. I'm Sway Lee. P.S. I wrote Black Beatles. That was a good track.
That was a great track.
He's been in a handful of bangers over
He's
the
done
last
well.
12 months. Like, yeah, he has, like, away from the group
Yeah.
dynamic of it. Yeah, so that was my trip to LA. Everything was great but the Kings game.
So no engagement that you're willing to discuss.
no.
But
There was no
how
engagement.
about how your fake engagement moved a real engagement? Tell that story.
I was going to say, I'm not the type to get engaged. I go by the book. I'll just offer her a contract one day and be like, let's move our finances together.
Oh, that sounds like
nice.
a merger.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
merger. Yeah, it's not a
nice.
marriage.
Nice.
But yeah, so today I was listening to the radios, my second day back, and my good friend Lieutenant Eric, who does 6 to 10 with Dustin Nielsen, a host of Two Guys and a Goalie, making all the connections here, announced that he got engaged last night. And of course, you guys started the engagement thing with me, whatever the fuck it was. And he told me today, like, you know, half joking, but also like, and he was like, you know, I was a little worried when everyone started joking about your engagement. He was like, I didn't want you to come back from LA and have me think like I was raining on your parade or something like that. And I was like, yeah, no, man, I was never actually getting engaged.
So he
But
moved
was.
his real engagement bag milk for your M-Chuck's fake engagement.
Poor Lieutenant Eric, you know. If only he had consulted us.
But now he's happily engaged.
Good for him.
And
Congratulations.
you aren't?
I'm happily not engaged.
When you told me that the only time you smile in photos is when you're hammered, right? Because that's pretty much the truth. I was watching your photos and like I'd always noted your Instagram account, been like, your M-Chuck is a very happy fellow. You can see when he's with his gal, they're smiling ear to ear. Now I know you're just hammered. So
Well-
every photo from California, I'm like, it looks like he's having so much fun. He's actually just extremely intoxicated.
So what Tyler is teaching you is that alcohol is the key to enjoyment.
Unless it's a Kings game.
Unless it's a Kings game.
course.
The
question.
thing you can tell.
Question. How much were beers in LA?
At the Rams game for a tall can of beer, so it wasn't like a tall boy, like a king can of beer. You're looking at $14 American. And it was, I think it was a little less at the Kings game, but again, I was already incredibly intoxicated by the time I walked in.
Smiley.
And Smiley.
Yeah.
The thing with me and my drinking is if it's a closed mouth smile, like a little smirk, like then you know I'm just stone cold sober. But the more open my mouth is, the more shit-faced I am. Like there's a picture of me and Cam in front of the Nation truck from a while ago at a season opening party, and I am like, my mouth, it looks like a pelican. I'm so wide open.
That was a very enjoyable day.
Yeah, that was a good day. But yeah, the beers were 14 American at the Rams
It's like
game.
$36 Canadian bag milk.
Yeah.
That is honestly like $20 Canadian almost.
And for American beer.
Yeah, and if for like
You had to
Modelo.
drink 15 of those.
And then at the Kings game, I want to say you could get a tall boy for 9 or 10 American, which again would be about on par with the Oilers, if not a little bit more when you convert it.
When we went down to California for the playoffs, the invisible seat here can't answer this, but we super beered ourselves one game. We brought a Mickey in our sock in and then poured ourselves a little Modelo extra dry.
Super beers.
Jeez.
Delish.
I've
You can make
never
a $9 Mickey. Like liquor stores in California are cheap.
Okay, but that's what blows my mind even more is like here, if you wanted to go and get like a pack of 4 tall boys from a liquor store, it's still going to cost you $10, $11. So when you go to a hockey game and you're like, they're marked up, but they're not marked up the way they are in the States. That tall can of Modelo that I get at the Rams game for $14, I can get at a liquor store for like for $2.50, $3. Like it's insane how high up those are marked.
That's like in Vegas. You can either pay like Vegas pricing, or you can walk across the street to a 7-Eleven and pay 7-Eleven pricing.
Yeah, like why would you ever do anything other than drink at home in the States? Although I will say this, the one like the Kings night, we went to the bar that was right next to the rink called Tom's, and it was happy hour, but only till 6. So we walk in, we're like, oh, it's happy hour till 6, but it's 5:40. So we order one drink, and then the guy's like, it's kind of last call for happy hour. So you get like almost pressured. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to start paying so much if we don't order all the booze in the world now.
Pro tip, you order 10 beers, then sell them to your fellow restaurateur folk in the next 20 minutes.
In the bathroom.
You're like, hey man, you can order off the waitress. You can order off of me. And they're like, sir, you can't remarket beers here. This is a non-beer remarketing zone.
That's business.
But yeah, that's what led to me getting really fucked up is because I'm like, well, at half price, the 24-ounce beer is like $4 or whatever, but the 40-ounce beer is only $6.50. And then I drank a big ass thing. I needed 2 hands to hold it. I have a great photo of it.
Absolutely. That's nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, buddy.
Thanks. So that was my
You enjoyed some beverages.
my 11-minute rant on the LA Kings and my
That's
trip
all
to
right.
LA.
I feel like I went to LA.
I don't need to go now. I was gonna go.
Don't need
have
to.
If you do, skip the Kings game. And also, never take public transit to Disneyland. Just buck up the money for an Uber. Oh my God, man.
Like a bus, or what'd you take?
So we're walking to the Rams game. We took the train to the Rams game, but you can't take the train to Disneyland. You got to take city bus or drive, right? Yeah. Or find some shuttle way to get there. So we're walking, and this lady kind of like heard us talking. She's like, oh, you're not from here? And we're like, no. And she's like, oh, well, I'm the concierge at the Ritz-Carlton. And we're like, oh, hello. Can we run like a bunch of shit by you? And she's like, absolutely. She was very helping. Well, sort of, because she goes, oh, you're going to go to Disneyland tomorrow. How are you going to get there? And we were like, well, Uber, like, we'll just suck it up. We don't really know what we're doing. She's like, do not be stupid. Do not pay that much for an Uber. Take the 406. After the 406 picks you up outside your hotel, you'll have 3 stops after that. It'll get on the freeway, 3 more stops. You're at Disneyland in an hour. And we're like, no shit. We're going to save ourselves so much money. So we hop on the 406. I pull up my Google Maps after like 4 or 5 stops and like 20 minutes, and we haven't left downtown LA yet. And I look, and my Google Maps is like 71 more stops until Disneyland. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't think we got on the wrong bus because it took us to Disneyland still, but we were on the bus for an hour and 55 minutes.
Good God.
Like hard plastic seats through some sketchy areas. At one point, we were like going somewhere near Crenshaw, and our bus driver pulled over at a bus stop and just walked off. And he walked into a gas station, presumably to urinate. I don't know.
Yes, of course.
But he just like left for like 6 minutes.
And what did everybody in the bus do?
Well, everyone just acts normally and sits there, but I'm sitting there like looking at Amber, and I'm like, oh my God.
Ramrod straight in your seat.
What if someone just like walks on and starts driving this fucking bus away? We also had an Uber driver who picked us up from Disneyland and was like, I don't have enough gas to get you to your hotel. And we were like, what? And he's like, are you okay if I stop? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like giving you additional money for gas.
No, but he was like, are you okay if I stop? And I was like, you probably should have gas in your tank if you're picking people up. But yeah, like I'm not gonna let you run out of gas. So he stops. He goes 10 minutes the opposite direction. So,
while on the clock?
Well, no, he didn't keep us on the clock, which I guess was nice. But just in overall time, like our 40-minute Uber ride turned into like an hour.
So the 3 days you're in LA, 40% of your trip was just getting to Disneyland and back?
Yeah, it was like public transportation mayhems or Uber drivers being weird. One Uber driver, we were going to an outlet mall, and he goes, why are you going to this mall? It sucks. And we're like, oh, weird. Like, what mall should we go to? This other one, 35 miles away.
Nice.
And I'm like, well, the one we're going to is 8 miles away. And he was like, yeah, but don't worry, I'll drive you. And I was just like, sir, please don't. Take us to the Citadel Mall, please.
I remember when we were in Laos and we're like going to the sketchy Fire Island and doing shit like that. And we got into this tuk-tuk and we're like, take us to he just took us straight to the whorehouse. And we're like, no. We don't want. He's like, yeah. Get out. We're like, no. Get out. We're like, no. And I'm like, if we get out of this tuk-tuk, a situation is going to unfold. You do not get out of the tuk-tuk and you say, take me away from this tiny little microcosm of hell, friend.
Well, I've told that story before where I fell asleep in a cab in Bangkok and woke up in a whorehouse in a wheelchair.
Can we say whorehouse back now? Can we say that? I said it, then I winced.
Yeah.
What's the PC word?
Brothel?
Yeah, that's better.
A factory of love.
Yeah.
Is it love, though?
Real life Tinder?
Yeah. That's nice.
Tinder house?
Tinder house.
It's weird in Australia because brothels are legal.
Really?
Right? So there's a lot of little subway stations where you pop up out of the underground and there's like 4 or 5 buildings just sort of in the middle of a neighborhood. And one's a brothel.
The first and only peep show I've ever been to was in Australia. So that makes sense to me. I need to see what I was doing over there, Tyler, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. I revealed this to you guys upstairs before we started recording. I've never been to a strip club. I'm 22 years old. I've never been to a strip club. Is that considered like a weird thing?
Well, it depends. Why? Because you're banned from all the strip clubs?
No.
Oh, then yeah, it's fine.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. I just when
If you elect not to, it's fine. If they say you can't come in, then that's...
yeah, I elect not to.
Strip clubs are boring.
You got
Yeah.
a good radio voice, though. I feel like you could do the DJ thing where it's like,
Oh, that'd be a great gig.
gentlemen, welcome Chastity to the stage.
275 highballs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nice.
Happy hour closes in 15 minutes, but until then, it's destiny.
See?
Get your Modelo's 2 for 1 for the next 15 minutes. I remember when I first started going to the bar and I would go to Nashville's and they had a shooter siren and light. And I would like run across the bar when that went off and be like, did I make it in time? And they're like, you just made it.
Because you wouldn't be old enough, Tyler, to remember 25-cent highballs at Cowboys, for sure.
Fuck, man. No, I think the only thing I've ever seen like that is when, what's the one that is right across the street from Rogers? There's the bar right there. That's
Mercer?
It's now Thrift Shop.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it was before. One night they did 75-cent draft. So there's been one night in my life where I've had like a night where it's like cent draft every
Dennison
time.
Hall.
And yeah, when it was Dennison Hall, they did 75-cent draft, and that was it. Every
Thursday night, Cowboys, they would have a siren that would go off, and then Cowboy by Kid Rock would play, and all the girls would get up on the bar and be like, down, and then there'd just trays of draft going everywhere.
Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
No, I've never watched Black Mirror.
Have you ever watched Black Mirror, your Amtrak?
no.
Okay, it's a great show. I only watched one episode because it freaked me out so much. But it's about like technology
Big
in the
Coom
future.
show.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So it's like technology in the future and kind of like Twilight Zone, where like
modern day Twilight
every show's a different thing and they're not connected.
Okay.
And they have one where they go to like a old folks home in the future and everyone's got like little glowing discs on their temples and it's hardware to interface with their memories. So all these old people are sitting in chairs, but in their heads, it's like 1996 Miami and they're partying.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Unbelievable. Because you're like interacting in your mind, recreation with like other people that you know that are really them, but you're all young again, right?
Yeah.
And this is how old people in the future spend their time.
I'd be super into that.
I'm watching that. I'm like, oh, I would go back to Cowboys and listen to fucking Cowboy at midnight and order 8 trays of 25-cent draft, which wouldn't be real.
Yeah. Then pop over to Denny's, have some breakfast. That's good living.
Oh,
I feel like I missed a good party time in this city.
It was a good time. I remember one time we went across the street to the abandoned motel and we're like, it's like 3 a.m. We're going to Ghostbusters this thing. We're going to go room to room and look for ghosts. And we like the front lobby's open for some reason. And we open the door of this travel lodge and there's like keys still on the wall and there's like mail in the mail and there's dust and shit everywhere. And we're like, okay, we'll find Slimer. And then there were people sleeping in there and they scared the shit out of us.
I bet.
And we booked it away. That's not my fondest Cowboys memory, but it is my only memory from across the street. I also once went to Santana's, which was beside Cowboys.
Oh.
Thinking it was Cowboys. That's how hard I'd pre-gamed.
Nice.
And I walked in with a couple buddies and said to the bartender, boy, Cowboys is dead tonight. And he's like, nope, you are in the wrong bar. I've never seen that in my life, he said. And we went to Santana's. Oh, well,
What a time to be alive.
what an age. What an age.
Oh,
I really get shit done back in those days.
There was you know where Union Hall is, right, Tyler?
Like on Argyle.
Oh yeah, I've been to Union Hall. Sorry.
So back in the day, you used to be able to there was like an hour where it was 25-cent highballs, and then they would
Power
bump it
hour.
up.
The fuck?
Then they would bump it up.
25 cents for a shot of alcohol.
Well, I mean, you know, and then they would bump it up to 50 cents, and then 75 cents, and then the big dick swinging was $1 starting at midnight.
You'd send buddies early and be like, get 7 trays of drinks. And you'd get there and your least forceful friend who was nice was there surrounded by quarter drinks. And
Yeah.
you'd sip them.
And you would be bamboozled for $5.
That's insane, man.
It was incredible.
Like, I'm trying to think right now, if I wanted to go to an establishment and get like hammered, like you're looking $60.
Well, the AGLC like changed the rules.
They did, yeah.
So it was
and I
like,
know.
hey, people are getting too fucking
Yeah.
drunk. I can remember the economics of a nightclub. You're like, well, you do really steeply discounted drinks for the first 2 hours to get everybody in, and then you return to normal pricing, and you've got 300 drunk people.
Well, yeah, because then they're going to buy the $12 cocktail.
And it wasn't even 12 in those days either, right? But it was like,
Yeah.
you know, booze in those days. It's weird though, because if you go and look, you can still find like the $3 beer, the $4 beer, like a original Joe's.
At a happy hour. And
There's been no real inflation at OJ's for like 15 years. But the 25-cent drafts, that's
they're
gone.
gone.
Remember, we used to get little pill vials full of shots?
Yeah, absolutely.
We used to do those on pub crawls. You ever do those?
pill vial.
You could order them and we put caps on them. So you get like a tray and you get 2 bottles of booze and mix it up and put some juice in and then just run them like this and then just like fire them into the crowd of the club. God, we lived.
It was unbelievable.
Wow.
I worked at a bar in Thailand, Tyler, and what I would do is I used to have this big fake syringe, and I would just stick it in a bucket full of booze, and I would hammer it into people's mouths. I would never rinse that baby either. It was a communal syringe.
That's like not even the top 300 most dangerous things on PP Island.
No, it's not. Or the creepiest things that I did while I was there.
Speaking of PP
Allegedly,
Island,
in my opinion.
I saw a documentary that went to PP Island as part of a larger trip talking about like ecotourism damage, blah, blah, blah.
It's fucked up, man.
I saw the McDonald's.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
There's a McDonald's on PP Island, man.
So like a bunch of the people that I was friends with there, they've kind of, some are still there, some have kind of migrated onward, which is interesting.
Kind of like when the beach ends.
Kind of, yeah. But they showed me some pictures before they closed that beach down to clean it up. It's fucked up. It's like such bad shape for such a beautiful beach. It's a bummer.
But this shit bounces back quick.
Yeah. I just can't imagine like for that island, how much money they're losing not going.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, didn't they put like during the military thing, didn't they just put like a destroyer in the bay and they were like,
Yeah,
no
something
more?
like Yeah.
You wake up at the old Co-PP hotel and you see that in the...
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Living life, man.
Thailand got like mostly shut down by the military.
Oh.
Because they're like the tourists were ruining everything. Yeah. And then one of the things was a lot of ecological damage from taking 5,000 people snorkeling in a bay every day for 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Thanks,
They're not pro snorkelers. They're just like drunk British people.
They're just holding up a piece of coral like, look what I found. Yeah.
So they had to shut it down. The island where Bag Milk lived, it has a McDonald's now. And it has like one bananas. Like really high-end commercial building now. It looked like in the video footage.
Yeah, in the bar I worked at, which was called Tiger Bar.
Yeah, the best.
It's now RIP. It's gone. That whole little block is gone.
Why?
They took it down and they put like some kind of hotel or something there.
See, this is what, like, does it all owned by the mob and they give you a little square for your place to sell t-shirts?
Allegedly, in my opinion, I feel like that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so the mob comes in and they're like, we sold this plot of land to a hotel?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. This has been very interesting. We do need to give a quick shout out to our good friends at Japa. And they have a special holiday message. I haven't listened to this yet, but it's on their Instagram.
Oh yeah, it's the song they sing.
The song, is it good? Okay.
Bells.
Jingle bells.
Jingle all the way.
Oh, what
fun it is to drive a
XC360. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from all of us at Java.
There you go, Mary. Oh, what fun it is to ride a CPXMG 30.
They really named them for
that was great.
Convenience.
Mm-hmm.
The XC14-12.
The XCX1412 is a fine unit, Tyler. And I think what that song is telling us is that in 2020, if you got some shit that needs to get done, that's the machine you need.
Yeah. You need to check it out.
Are you building a sewer system?
Yes.
You need one of those.
That's what I'm saying. You want to just dig a hole, a big old hole?
Yeah. What are you going to build a trench by hand? Please.
Yeah. Give me a break.
Dig a swimming pool in your backyard.
No chance.
2020 is the year to do it. And you can do it with equipment from Japa. JapaMachinery.com. You can also check out that lovely video and a ton of their current promotions at their Instagram, Japa_machinery. I also saw, and this made me love Japa even more, that they are proud supporters of local hockey and the Spruce Grove Saints. They posted about the Spruce Grove Saints. You know who else loves local hockey? Me.
Tyler, your M-check.
Oh, I love local hockey, and I love Japa.
Hockey.
So shout out to Japa. We love them, and that was a great Christmas song we got to share.
That's cute.
Speaking of Cowboys, Taylor Hall got traded. That's a good tie-in, right?
Very well done. Good segue. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy he's not an Oiler.
What did you think of, like, I like that Ken Holland was in on the negotiation and he made a call and he showed that he is interested in improving this team this season. But I like that he had his price. He said no Broberg, no Bouchard, no first round pick. And then he didn't go for it. He didn't overpay. He didn't push and shoot from the hip like maybe another GM in the past would have. And he kept his powder dry. I really like that side of Holland.
Oh, he kept his powder dry. I like that.
It's a low tide reference.
Oh,
I don't like that a Pacific Division team got better, in my opinion. However, that said, I agree with Tyler. I appreciate that Ken Holland had a price. He's like, okay, I will pay up to this point, nothing over. Let it be. The Oilers are not at a point where they have so many assets in their prospect system that they can just deal these guys away, especially the caliber of a Bouchard or Broberg, despite what Jay says as he continues to wear Uggs out in public.
Yeah, and like people were like, well, how come Arizona can afford to do that, but the Oilers can't? They're both in the same spot in the standings. Arizona can afford to do that because when you look at their forward group, it's 23-year-old Nick Schmaltz, it's 23-year-old Christian Dvorak, Lawson Krause is 22, Hinostroza is 25 and under, Clayton Keller, Christian Fischer, Connor Garland. Like, how many impact forwards do they have that are under the age of 25? And now how many impact forwards do the Oilers have that are under the age of 25?
Right, and I just think that, again, like, so they gave up a first, right? And then a conditional third that could turn into a first, provided he signs there or they win a playoff round.
Both. They need to win a playoff round and he has to sign there. And then it's 2 firsts.
All of a sudden, that's a pretty big price to pay.
Yeah. And I know you got to pay a lot to get a lot. And they did get a lot. He's a fine hockey player. I'm not sure if he would have fit here.
That's my noise for Taylor Hall, Bagman. He's really good. Who's been? You said it earlier, Remchek. Name another superstar in the NHL who's been traded twice by his 30th birthday.
Another NHL superstar or Hart Trophy winner, a guy with the level of play that Taylor Hall can bring that's been traded. Like,
now, strangely, they showed during the Oilers broadcast all the Hart Trophy winners who'd been traded within 18 months of winning the Hart Trophy. Gretzky, Messier, was it Esposito?
Yeah, Esposito.
And then the goalie, Jacques Plante.
Yeah, something like that.
Jacques Plante was the fourth, and so 3 of the 4 people had played for the Oilers. Yeah, that had happened to them.
Yeah,
I do think in some instances, like, I think there's something to be said about the fact that he's been traded twice, and in 2 different cities now, he's been viewed as part of the problem and not part of the solution. Because at the end of the day,
did you hear him? Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
I was just gonna say.
The difference between talking in real life and on the show, hey? Real life, you start yelling.
Yeah.
Like in New Jersey, part of me looks at it and goes, I know that they probably couldn't re-sign him, right? But like, why would you not make an attempt? Maybe Shiro said they didn't even make an attempt.
That tells you who they're dealing with.
I know. And I was like, well, even like you have this exciting young core. Why would you not want the veteran superstar there with them?
Because he's poisoning the core.
Yeah.
No, you're Ray Shiro.
And so that's just something that would concern me a little bit, is that twice now he's been viewed as part of the problem and not part of the solution. Maybe some of it is a victim of circumstance. There was the coaching carousel in Edmonton. Connor McDavid coming here meant that Taylor Hall couldn't be the alpha anymore. And all
he was the
stuff.
alpha, and we went, did nothing.
I know.
You remember, did you listen to his post-trade talk?
No.
Like on the highlight shows on the television? I did. He's chirping New Jersey. He was like, well, I just really, I want to win. And, like he was chirping Jersey on the way out the door. This is not somebody who's grown up. This is not somebody who's probably ever going to grow up. If you act like this when you're 29 years old and you acted like you did at 25 and you acted like you did at 21, yeah, you're moving towards grown up levels. But much like your Remchuk on a bus to Disneyland, it's going to take a long time to get there. Is that good? Did I merge the 2 stories together?
It's going to be interesting to see because Sheika has now done this twice in a year. Do you know what I mean? Where he's got quote unquote problem childs, where he brought Kessel in from Pittsburgh, and then now Taylor Hall, and they're both line mates.
Yeah, can you imagine? They're going to have to play with 2 pucks.
It's going to be interesting to see how it works. Those are 2 guys with questionable personalities, perhaps.
Yeah,
allegedly.
The fact Hall is on a division opponent now that the Oilers are going to be fighting with for a playoff spot makes it very easy to cheer against them.
Wow, but he's going to bring his A game whenever he plays the Oilers and try and fuck us up. It actually would make for good playoffs.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a playoff series? Hey, Oilers and Yotes in the first round is like the 2 and 3 seeds in the Pacific. Taylor Hall against the Oilers. Like, I think that would be actually highly entertaining. He hasn't particularly played or put up like godly numbers against the Oilers. It's not like he's made them pay every time, right?
He won the Hart Trophy to show us.
Yeah, he did do that though.
Which I respect.
Do you think, Tyler, that this move by the Coyotes puts more pressure on Ken Holland to make some kind of acquisition to bolster this lineup?
I don't think this is going to be an arms race where Ken Holland is all of a sudden going to go out and like also spend a bunch to get a guy. I think Ken Holland, I don't think this trade showed me that. I think the fact Ken Holland was this involved and had 2 to 3 phone calls with Ray Shiro over the weekend shows me that he will make a move at some point. We will get a 3rd line center. We'll get a middle 6 forward. He'll make something happen this year to give this team and give Connor McDavid specifically a better chance of winning in the playoffs. And the best way to give Connor McDavid a better chance of winning in the playoffs is to either A, give more support for Nuge, or B, get a 3rd line center who can handle some hard defensive minutes and take some heavy matchups and let McDavid and Draisaitl fly together at even strength.
To me, the Taylor Hall trade too, I actually don't think that the Devils got as much as I thought they were going to.
But at the same time, I feel like Arizona overpaid. It's such a weird conundrum. Like, I don't know how to view this trade.
Just to me, that it's like, okay, if that's what Taylor Hall's going for in December,
Yeah.
you would think, at least in my mind, that brings the price down on everybody else.
Oh yeah,
as we get
free
closer to
agents
the
or
deadline.
the push this year is going to have not a lot of good value trades.
Yeah, like I look at that deal and I go, it could potentially be 2 first-round picks.
Which would be a lot.
It was 3 prospects, one of which was a former first-rounder. Another 2 were taken in the first 3 rounds. Like, that, there was some value put into that trade. But then I look at it from New Jersey's perspective and I'm like, you gave up a guy who won the Hart Trophy with you and you didn't get the crown jewel prospect. You didn't get the Barrett Hayton or Soderstrom. Or if you were dealing with Edmonton, you would have wanted Bouchard or Broberg. If you were dealing with Colorado, you would have wanted Bowen Byram. Like, you didn't get the crown jewel piece. You got like a bunch of mystery boxes instead of like there is
Mystery box.
Mystery box.
Yeah.
right. It could be a boat, and like, you know how bad you've always wanted a boat.
A boat.
But you also could have just went and bought a boat.
Think about Taylor Hall winning the Hart in 2018 and in December 2019 getting very, very little.
It is interesting.
Like, it's a lot of pieces, but not almost like first round picks are worth a lot. I know, but at the end of the day, they're not guarantees. Like, you can look back on the best draft classes to ever come from the NHL. And in the first round, especially the later half, you're looking at like a 50, 60, 65% chance of getting a legit NHL player there.
I feel like they emptied out their B prospect cupboard and sent a couple conditional drafts.
They did. And that's why the Oilers couldn't afford to do it, because the Oilers
They don't have that many Bs.
They don't have that many Bs.
Let's convince ourselves the Bs are A's.
And I mean,
Which was what we've always done. Historically.
C's are A's.
which is what we are doing with a lot of the current prospects, because the comparables for someone like Nick Merkley, who we're quick to scoff at and be like, who the hell's Nick Merkley? That's a direct comparable to Kyler Yamamoto. And it's like, we look at Kyler Yamamoto
He's a gun.
yeah, like as a solution in the top
Yes.
6, but then you look at Nick Merkley from another organization and you go like, meh.
Okay, let's play a little game.
Yeah.
Make up names of people and sprinkle in prospects and ask me in bag milk. So it'd be like, one guy, what's his name? Merkley?
Nick Merkley.
Be like, is that what teams you play for?
Now he plays, or he's property of the New Jersey Devils.
Okay, so be like, is Nick Merkley property of the New Jersey Devils, or is Brian Stevenson? And we'll see if we can identify between prospects and actual fake people.
Do either of you guys know a lot about like Major League Baseball?
No.
Absolutely.
Really? No, you
No.
don't. That'd be a fun game. Maybe I'll put that
You
together.
can do
for
it
next
with
week.
NHL players.
No, we'll do. Is this an NHL prospect or a Major League Baseball player?
Or is this a fake person your Remchuk made
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
That'd be a fun game.
Maybe that's something we'll put together. This
gonna
is
go
why we
ahead-
should prep our shows.
No. Let's think of something on the air and then
I'm
not
going to
do
go
it.
ahead and bet that I will hit 50%.
A fake. Let's say you would just guess and get 50% of it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably bet on that as well. Or
Yeah.
you'd start to overthink it and you'd get them like all wrong.
Oh, like my boy Frank.
Why is he on a reverse fire?
Yeah, Frank's on a cold streak.
Did it occur to you that maybe he's doing the switch play on you and purposefully picking the opposite of who he
Could
wants
be.
to win?
He could be.
He's probably bucking the trend.
Probably.
Are you cutting him in the brum?
Absolutely. He's a big drinker.
Okay, well then he's probably drunk.
Yeah, usually.
PETA's going to be coming after us because you're now saying that you're giving your dog alcohol.
I thought about that. I'm like, a PETA? Like at PETA Pit? That's not the PETA you're talking about.
Yeah, well.
You know what we have been doing because we weren't creating bits for the podcast? We're creating software.
Yes, okay, you guys
Very excited.
You guys brought this up. You had a big fancy meeting today with head honchos and all that.
Honchos.
That's a word, right?
Yeah.
I'm good.
2/3 amigo.
Not only that, Mike Alexander got the TV in the office that I haven't seen turned on in years. He got it on, 1, and 2, with stuff on it.
Yeah.
Very
Insane.
cool.
We were all impressed before I even started presenting.
Absolutely.
And before the show, you said we got a fancy new thing coming, and I said, don't tell me I want to be surprised on the pod.
I'll pitch you on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's too many ads on Oilers Nation. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, I would agree. We're testing different ad placements. We're testing every ad partner. We're testing different companies that sell the ads. We're testing. But we always wanted to create an app. Right? App is ad free.
Yeah.
But we're like, that isn't really enough value to build an app. Like we need to do something else. So what we're doing here, Check. If you ever go to a BP's or something and play NTN trivia,
Yeah.
where you got the little keyboard, then you're like, what happened? And it's 1,000 points, 750. Yeah, we're making a game like that for intermissions, for real prizes.
For where?
For the app.
for like Oilers games.
So you get the Nation app.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're playing, you're reading your news ad free, you're enjoying yourself. The podcast integrate, everything's integrated.
Oh, that'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah. Then at intermission,
Yeah.
you go into your game, which is a setting on the thing, and we're pushing out questions like, who did Cassian skate by the bench and lip off in the second period? Things you can't Google. And then it counts down.
Oh, so if you're paying attention to the game, the incentive is you could win yourself some serious prizes.
We're going to like really put a lot of work behind the prizes. We've always kind of done some games. We did Nation Drafts. We did one called Street Cred. And we're just trying out fun shit, right? So this is going to be dope because every intermission, we're going to be live making quiz games and pushing them out. And it'll be like, oh, you should get the Nation app. We gave away a Nuge jersey last night to the guy who played. There's only 40 people playing. It's going to be dope.
We're going to have leaderboards. We're going to have access to the site you love.
Every time you comment, you get points. Every time you buy Nation gear, you get points. Points can be redeemed for real shit.
Nation
also,
gift cards, Nation gear.
And there's also a prize every game.
Yeah. Yeah. Like as someone who's naturally skeptical, and maybe this is just your vacation, your Remchuk, who's in a great mood still talking. I like this.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
And Big Mike's got it under control.
He's a wizard.
He showed us all the mock-ups today. This guy's a pro.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually. I'm
Dope
excited for this. I'm
prizes.
excited to see
Just
this.
think of how proud your dad would be is if when Tyler Yaremchuk's rumors go out on a Thursday morning, he gets a push notification right to his phone.
There's going to be
saying,
push notifications.
brand new Tyler content.
And can you like subscribe to your favorite writers and stuff? Oh, see, that'd be cool because, you know, I know people love me. Speaking of my father, he dropped me off at the airport before my week-long trip. Did me a big solid, drove me and my girlfriend to the airport so we didn't have to pay for an Uber. And we didn't really talk he asked me a couple questions about Taylor Hall maybe being traded.
About the engagement.
No. And then he parked at the airport and I was like, okay, see ya. And he just went, bye. And was like, are you still talking to me? And then we hopped out and left.
Did you give him a hug?
So for those
Not a lot of hugs in the year-end check.
Oh, God, no.
Explains a little bit of your frostiness.
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you want to hug bag milk?
I suppose that's more of
I
a,
ask him every time and he always says no.
Oh.
it's more of a bit on Oilers Nation radio, I guess, me talking about my father.
Yeah.
Or my relationship with my family. But
Yeah, they don't talk Wanye. Spoiler.
yeah.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, me and my dad go to Oilers games together and like won't say a word. Really? Unless it's like fucking this guy or like that's a shitty play. Yeah. And like that's kind of our whole
I just imagine your dad as being you with a frontwards hat.
No,
Imagine he was the same
he can't wear
guy.
hats because his head's too big.
I respect that as a fellow large cranial.
No, just think of like me, even grumpier, smoking with a mustache.
You
Ooh,
should
a
start
mustache. Yeah.
I've
Get the
debated it, but
duster
that's
on
not my
there.
thing.
Did you have a Movember? No, you didn't, did you?
I'm incapable of doing that.
But your dad could grow a mustache. See how I'm using his facts.
You ready for
against
this?
him?
Yeah.
No one in my family, my mother and his wife included, has ever seen him without a mustache.
Oh, I thought it was everybody can grow a mustache.
I thought you were
No.
going to
Yeah.
brag that your mom could grow a mustache.
No, he has never shaved it. Never.
Really?
Since him and my mom met, never shaving his mustache.
My dad, when he was young, was like doing some construction project and throwing lumber up onto the roof
Yeah.
of a house. And something happened, and so he got bumped, and he went to throw the wood and hit himself in the face, but split his lip open, so it looked like he had a cleft palate.
Oh, no.
And when he went and got it stitched up, the doctor's like, "So you're going to be a mustache guy from here on out." My dad's had a mustache all the way since because he's got a giant scar.
Interesting.
Maybe your dad has a giant scar. Did he ever do any home construction?
Well, he works in the trades, so.
Is there lumber?
Well, he's like a plumber, gas fitter type of thing. So
Maybe
there
threw
would be.
a pipe in his own face.
Yeah.
I've heard that happens.
Nah,
Yeah.
shit, you'd be surprised how many pipes to the head a plumber will take.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I hope one day you two have a moment where you tell them about how you got secretly married in LA
Oh, well, no.
at Star Wars Land,
Yeah.
4 Modelo's deep, and then you'll come together.
That'd be really nice.
Maybe. My family always says that me and him should start a podcast because
Just
sometimes
silence?
Yeah,
sometimes we'll get no, but the times we do talk is when we get like heated about sports. Like there was once my mom had to like get between us while we yelled about Blue Jays pitcher Marcus Stroman. We got really heated the other day talking about Leon Draisaitl. He's an old school hockey fan, right? So he is of the mindset that Leon Draisaitl gets pouty and lazy when he's not with Connor McDavid.
I saw that going around.
Yeah, my dad will die on that hill. My dad he doesn't think he's a team player. He thinks he is there because he has fun playing with Connor. And if he's not with Connor, he's going to bitch until he's with Connor.
I would believe that except for one photo. Have you seen the photo of Leon as a child?
Where he's also pissed off.
I think it's his face.
Yeah.
I fucking think it's his face. I think he's
I
one of
agree
those
with you.
guys with the resting bitch face at level 1200. And didn't someone say to him in an interview,
Yeah.
like, aren't you happy? He's like, this is how I look. You got to remember the German people ignoring, we'll go 1915 through 1945.
Didn't
putting that
exist
aside.
before then.
No. Often they're very grumpy people. And if you've lived through a few pogroms and purges and horrible things throughout history, and you've got a resting bitch face, secret police don't stop you.
Even did you see the
Not like, why is that guy so fucking happy?
the round table they did with Darnell Nurse, Leon, Connor, and James Neal in the intermission the other day? Yeah, so instead of Coach's Corner on Saturday night, they did a round table with those 4 guys just kind of shooting the shit, asking each other questions.
Was it good?
It was fun. It was awkward. It was a little bit weird.
It's
but-
probably, produced and all that jazz.
Yeah, it was all of that. It was like Darnell Nurse was pretending to host, but you know what? I will take that 2,000 times before Coach's Corner again.
Oh, really?
They were asking each guy, what's your favorite goal you ever scored? And they were going through the stories, and like Connor's like, well, in my rookie season, I came back from an injury and I scored a pretty nice goal against Columbus. And then they show the highlight.
Oh,
for
I remember
everybody
that
who
goal.
Forgot it.
Yeah.
You're like, pretty nice goal. Kind of undersold that, pal. But anyway, my point here is that those 3 dudes, Darnell, Connor, James Neal, they're all having a good time. And Leon's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Thus proving your theory, in my opinion.
I think. Also,
Yeah.
language barrier.
Sure.
No, I don't buy language barrier at all.
He does speak-
He's lived in Canada since he's 15 or 16 or
Yeah, he
whatever.
also does speak better English than I do.
Oh, then no
Yeah.
language barrier.
Yeah, no language barrier.
No, I just think
He was in Prince Albert from the time he was 16.
He's a straight man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Well, if you got
I know what that means.
a couple of people telling jokes, Leon's going to come with a steely-eyed punchline.
Did you see Drake Kajula talking about Connor? Did you see that quote where they called him the crane?
No, I saw that they called him the crane. I didn't read why.
Oh, it's funny. He was telling a story about, and where is he now? Where's old Drake?
Chi-Town.
Yeah. So they're asking about Connor McDavid. Do you have any good Connor McDavid stories? Daniel Nugent Bowman.
Yeah, DNB, the Nuge.
Yeah, he wrote that article, I think. So it goes.
He's very nice.
He's like, oh yeah, this is Drake Kajula talking about Connor. Everywhere we go, he's always so healthy, and he always orders gluten-free stuff. And when you sit down at a restaurant, he says, "Can I have one of your fries?" And he'll order a water, and you'll order a pop, and he'll be like, "Can I have some of your pop?" So he's always reaching around, grabbing everybody's food, and that's why we called him the crane.
Oh, that's
because
so
he'd come steal your food. That's awesome.
He's kind of like a girlfriend in a way where she's like, no, I'm not hungry,
Yeah.
but you should order some fries, Tyler.
If Connor McDavid was your girlfriend, would you propose to her in L.A.?
I would.
Was Lauren, Kyle, and Connor's parents in town for the Saturday night game?
Lauren's parents were in town.
Yeah, her
Lauren's parents were in town.
Yeah.
Lauren Kyle's Instagram has been where I get the bulk of my news.
This little window.
Because
Into
I
their
was
closet.
I was at the Pint
No,
during the game, and I'm not allowed to say Pint.
no. I'm
Okay.
happy that you're there.
And then I looked out the window and I saw her walking with 2 people, and I assumed it was Connor's parents, but it must have been hers.
And her dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Kyle.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stock.
Interesting. We should get him on the show.
Sure.
She's an interior designer, and don't kid yourself. I was in a meeting the other day, and I'm like, we need to find a way to do a project where we hire Lauren Kyle.
Like a podcast studio?
I think I'd be scared to have Lauren Kyle down in here.
Yeah, she would take one step in and be like, "This is a murder thing," and call
But there
911.
is some stuff coming down the pipe that we're building.
Like another big building down the street.
Yeah, and some other shit
Yeah.
too. And just like there's a way to like sneak into Connor's heart. It's like, well, Lauren was bored, and then that random company gave her a 6-month design. She's good.
Yeah.
Like their house that they built is unbelievable.
Looks
It's all
beautiful.
her. Like she's got skill. But if you threw her an early contract in her design career, I bet you old Con would get a little twinkle in his eye.
Absolutely.
I would love to know if her father is like a big sports fan or not. Because can you imagine like what's going through your head when Lauren is like, "By the way, I think I met someone," and you're like, "Oh yeah, so what's he do?" Well,
He's a hockey player.
He's a hockey player, and then
Oh,
like,
is he good?
he leads the NHL in points, and he's the highest paid player.
Wow, but when she got with him, wasn't he just an Erie Otter with a Bieber haircut?
No,
They've been together that long?
no, I don't think so.
They aren't?
No, I
It's
think
not like Bree Nugent Hopkins, who's been in it for the long haul.
no, or yeah, no.
How long? Well, Connor's only 22. Like, she couldn't have gotten with him that long ago.
I don't think it's been like 4 years. Like I don't think they were together when he started in the NHL.
Oh.
I remember when I worked at Jersey City and he had his collarbone injury. This is like my tree planting story, but yeah, I remember he would come in. He came in twice, and I shook his hand. I said, "If you ever need anything, just let me know." And then he would immediately leave. But he'd like come in and look at like the Blue Jays stuff, and
But
then
it was
walk
like
out.
Lauren. It was, so
He was with a female all the time, but I don't think it was Lauren.
it was Lauren.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was.
Wink. Oh, yeah. It was
I'm
Lauren.
looking at
She
Google.
looked different a couple of years back. Wink. Wink. He was with Lauren. Wink. Bag milk. Wink loudly.
Absolutely. Winking.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, come on.
No,
Now we're
Connor's
just,
not like that. Connor can't be in public with anybody other than his girlfriend.
yeah, I know, and that's
There'd
why
be
I have no problem saying
500
that.
people a minute DMing her.
We're going back to at least early 2017, according to the Google machine.
Really?
Yep.
Of when they're together.
Yep.
But his
Probably go back
career
further.
started in 2015, so
Well.
it might have been year 2 of his NHL career.
Well, I mean, he's got to work out. He's got things to do.
If I know people who download this podcast, they do it so we can break down the dating lives of Connor McDavid
I've
and
got
other
it.
Oilers.
I'll tell it to you off the air, but I got a funny story about Connor drinking beers. But I'm trying to think of
We can talk about my new obsession with Lil Mayo if you want.
Lil Mayo.
Oh, fuck this Lil Mayo shit. I
Go,
told
go,
you
go.
I was in a good mood until you showed me Lil Mayo.
Yeah.
So, Wanya, you know how I'm obsessed with TikTok.
Of course.
So, kids now they're off their fucking balls. One of the things that caught my attention is a rapper named Lil Mayo.
Okay.
However, Lil Mayo is not a rapper as you normally would expect, not with the face tattoos and the SoundCloud page and all that. He's an alien. He's an alien that someone created as a character. Tyler is showing his Instagram page right now. At a Little Mayo.
So
He's
it's
a-
a guy who raps in a cartoon?
He as an alien. So
Yes.
his shtick is
I get
I'm
it.
from a different world.
Yep.
I'm Lil Mayo.
Yep.
He's got songs that he talks about how he's an alien from God and stuff. Hilarious, man.
And it's only on the TikTok.
He blew up on TikTok.
He has 2.2 million Instagram followers.
So I'm showing Tyler this upstairs and he's looking through all these Instagram videos and he's like, what the fuck are you looking at on the internet? I'm like, hey man, I'm just keeping up with what the kids are up to. He's got this song called Be Gone Thoughts. I play it all the time.
Is it on iTunes?
Yes, it is on iTunes. Absolutely. Be Gone Thoughts. And the thing is, it's perfect for kids. All his songs are like a minute 30.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need any more than that.
Get to the chorus. Get to the chorus,
Get
Tyler.
to the bangers.
Absolutely.
On our Instagram story, I'm posting a teaser for today's podcast, which is just Lil Mayo.
Complete nonsense.
Speaking of our Instagram and social media faves, Wideneck's going to get out of jail right away.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, and not that he's a Instagram guy, but shit. Well, I forgot the name of the rapper. There's been a rapper that's been in jail for
Bobby
7
Shmurda.
years. Bobby Shmurda. That's
Yeah.
Bobby Shmurda's coming out, and he's been down for 7 years.
Yeah.
That went by like that.
It honestly did, because I remember when his song came out, and it was like massive,
But, like,
and then
all
he
the-
like immediately went to prison.
All kinds of rappers love him, though. Like, what's
Yeah.
his deal?
Because he didn't rat.
Yeah,
He took a 7-year bid,
Nice.
and they were like, you can have 3 years if you rat on your boys. And he was like, nope.
I think it was like even initially supposed to be longer. Like he was facing some bad shit, and yeah, he didn't rap.
So he is the anti-snitch 9, if you will, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
When's little Snitchy getting out and getting
I
shot?
just read about him the other day that he could be released by New Year's.
And where will he go?
to the cemetery when he gets capped by one of the 90 million people.
I'll tell you
gunning
one
for him.
thing. Witness protection is going to have their work cut out for them.
He
with the guy with
refused
the
it.
big 6. Oh, yeah,
He
did, didn't
refused witness protection. He says he's got his bloods.
Well, chances are witness protection just looked at him and like, I don't know what we're going to do with you, bro.
We're going to need to make it a little Mayo.
Yeah. You got that fucking doll from Saw on your face.
Yeah,
Jigsaw.
yeah, it would be a lot of tattoo removal. Trying to get him into witness protection.
I also follow a guy on TikTok, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Insane Clown Posse. I believe Shaggy 2 Dope specifically.
Okay.
Got his makeup tattooed on his face.
no.
Yeah. So now I'm following along as he's going through tattoo removal. And it's
Oh,
fascinating.
that's so
He's
gross.
getting it removed.
Yeah, because you know what, Wanya? When you do a bunch of meth and you get the ICP makeup tattooed on your face, when you come out of that phase, it's a tough look.
Fuck. That would
Ugh,
hurt.
that'd be really bad.
He was. I just watched his TikToks from session 2, and it hasn't done shit. It is still very dark clown makeup. And
How long will it take? Like how many sessions?
They estimated 3 years of sessions.
that would hurt so much.
Yeah, because they're lasering your skin off your face.
Whew. Can we stop talking about it, man?
Why, you don't like lasers?
That makes me squirm a little
See,
bit.
Wanya, I think you almost need to get a TikTok even just as a voyeur.
Here's the problem. I'm currently running 9 Instagram accounts.
Yeah, throw a TikTok.
I'm
in.
on 2 phones. If I get into TikTok, all those Instagrams will stop Instagramming.
Especially when you find the prison lane that I have found, where all these dudes are on TikTok in prison.
What?
How do these people get phones?
I don't know, man. People are suitcasing things around the country because these boys are in prison.
Like, I
and
can
they're
understand an
making-
old Motorola putting that in the old prison pocket, but like an iPhone 10 is wide.
This guy I was watching the other day was teaching people how to cook a sausage off off his toilet bowl, and it was fascinating.
How do you get the heat up?
Well, that's a good question. So what he did is he made like a tightly packed little pocket of toilet paper with a little loose end like a fuse and stuck that in his wall socket. And it sparked, lit a fire, and it was all packed densely together. He cooked himself a sausage.
Over the flame.
Yeah.
That just made me download TikTok. You've said so much good stuff about it, but I've always been like, that is nuts.
Prison cooking?
And prison cooking is the reason I'm downloading TikTok.
It's great. Like you can be there for your teen dancing, Tyler. I assume you'll spend a little bit of time there.
Yeah, no.
But once
I'm no creep.
Once you pivot to the prison cooking, that's where the real business is at.
As soon as you said guys TikToking from prison, I had TikTok punched into the app store.
You got it.
I'm on a good IG kick of prison content right now. And like, man, I don't know. I'm starting to think prison's not a good idea.
No, probably not. I'm also really into Bloods calling out other Bloods on TikTok.
What?
Yeah, man.
Why aren't they on the same
I thought this
team?
was an app for like Chalmers kids to make
But
music
ultimately,
videos.
it's all about the Bloods and the Crips. Why are Bloods fighting with other Bloods?
Well, you call somebody a fake ass Blood, man. That's a problem.
Yeah, so it's one is a real Blood and one's a fake Blood.
That's right.
That's not blood beef.
Oh, well.
That's
I mean,
the Bloods defending their brand.
Yes. Yes, they are. They are Nike.
If you're in the Bloods and you got jumped in and you had to kill a guy to join, it must be so annoying to see fake Bloods.
Especially on TikTok.
And they're like, oh, I bought my shirt on Etsy. And you're like, no, man, you have to get it at the clubhouse. You can't just be getting Blood t-shirts on Etsy. Did you tell anybody you're a Blood? Well, I told my cousin, you're not a Blood. Then you shoot him because you're a real Blood.
Absolutely. Tyler, get into the Blood talk.
Yeah, get in over here.
I don't feel like this is a good spot for me to chime into a conversation.
Why not?
I don't know. I feel out of my
Because you're wearing a
element.
blue hat?
Oh,
I am. That's a nice lid though, actually.
Tyler,
No,
is
I
a
did
Crip.
take some train rides through some sketchy areas. At one point, because there was no room to sit on the train, me and my girlfriend had to stand by the door, and a guy walked on and stood by us who was actively bleeding from his forehead. And I was just like,
I imagine you on
Welcome
LA
to
Public
Crenshaw.
Transit in like a little, like a 2-man standing mosquito net at the back of the bus, and you're just like, don't touch anything. And then you just have like Febreze.
there were so many houses where the windows were boarded and the doors had bars, but a BMW would be parked not on the driveway, on the grass, or like a high-end car just like parked like weird. And we'd be going and I'm like, oh, okay, like this is an area I've never been to, clearly. And my girlfriend would just go, some real cute houses in here. And like the
Real
train,
fixer-uppers, Tyler.
Yeah, real opportunity.
I was just like, I really hope no one yells at me
Kind
on
of a
this train.
metaphor for the Oilers a few years ago, you know what I mean? Where Tyler's the
Connor's
Connor's
the
the
BMW.
BMW and
I'm
the
the
Oilers-
BMW of this podcast, and
Kind
it's
of,
a
yeah,
boarded up
little bit.
basement.
We are in a basement,
Yeah, with exposed brick.
but that's the charm of it.
point is, Wanye needs TikTok.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
I'm a
Especially
little
now
bit
that you know
nervous
that
about
there's-
this.
Man, you're going to have so much fun. You're going to be in the dance trends here soon. I can see Tyler. You're going to blow up, buddy.
Man, when you did that hoodie dance,
Yeah,
that was funny.
I'm sweet.
That was good.
I'm in the mix with the kids
Yeah.
and prisoners.
Can you DM?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wish you could turn DMs off.
I think you can, can't you?
In what?
Everything?
Can you?
Pretty sure.
How?
I don't know.
I need to.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, because I feel, here's what happens. I'll be having a conversation with somebody. I'll post something in a story. I'll get a bunch of DMs.
On Insta?
Yeah.
All right. I got a
Twitter, I
solution
never
for you
even
already.
check.
I got a solution for you already. You need to change your account into a creator account.
Oh?
Yeah, so I changed my account into a creator account. I'm now a blogger / public figure.
Oh.
And you can categorize your DMs. So it's all your people that you want to hear from go in your main inbox, and everybody else goes into the, I'll check it maybe. It's nice.
I want to hear from everybody. I just feel badly if I don't get back to people.
Well, that's why it's really nice having the I'll check it later box, because if you're in a mood, you can just whip through them and answer everybody.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you and I are sending each other prison,
This is it.
then it goes into the main box.
A fourth account platform with DMs mildly stresses me out. Thinking,
Yeah, I don't get any DMs on TikTok. I'm glad for that.
yeah,
I'm just I'm a
because the
voyeur,
kids,
Tyler.
it's the kids.
Yeah.
the kids don't want a DM.
Oilers Nation's account at Oilers Nation on TikTok gets a lot of DMs actually.
With
Really?
regards to being a child.
Just a lot of people like, hey man, can you give me a shout out? Just like a lot of that stuff.
Do we?
And do you?
When I check them, I'll give a guy a shout out.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe that's the move, though. Maybe I got to go and attack the youngest demo. Me with an army of what are they? 14-year-olds?
Yeah, well, I mean, as we go along, the demo's getting older and older. You can see it. You can watch it happening. It honestly reminds me of Facebook in say 2007, 2008.
When your
when the moms started flooding it. That's what TikTok reminds me of, because now every sports team more or less has one.
The Chicago Blackhawks posted the cringiest video of all time today on their. I saw it on Twitter, but it was on their TikTok.
So they're all doing it though. Like all you know who does it really well is NBA teams.
Really?
They're having a lot of fun with TikTok, the NBA teams.
Like fun stuff, or are they posting like highlights and stuff?
No, it's fun. They get it, like, as you consume the content, you'll see the trends that the kids are all doing.
Yeah.
So NBA teams are getting in on those, like that thing that you saw with the Chicago Blackhawks where they did the jump and they were different outfits. Like that's a thing.
Huh.
So they were just getting in on it. I am on this thing where I pulled my hoodie up over my face and my legs are through the arms. And I'm doing a little dance. Yeah. That's a big trend on TikTok.
I thought you invented it when I first saw it. I was like, wow, bag milk is on the cutting edge.
No, that was our videographer, Alex. It was her idea.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, you need to put this hoodie on. And I was like, you don't tell me what to do. And then she's like, it's for TikTok. And I'm like, all right.
There's a dance involved.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a videographer for our trip to Vegas?
Yep. She is coming.
Oh, that'll be fun. Hey, we're going to major FOMO for those who don't come.
Huge remembering alert.
Mm-hmm.
So Oodle Noodle's doing the draw. We did a trip to Vegas. Who do they pick, do you think, as the winner? In a legit draw, the Oodle Noodle team did it. They don't know anybody. Who do you think they picked?
Was it Surveyor Brett?
Yep.
Surveyor Brett's coming to Vegas with us?
To Vegas, yeah.
Hell yeah. I love Surveyor Brett.
They texted me. They're like, hey, we just picked a winner for the trip to Vegas. I'm like, yeah, right on. They're like, do you want the guy's name? I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. Put it out on social. Oh, it's Brett Luchansky. Like, oh my God. He won.
Does he know he won?
Yeah, I DM'd him.
Man, he's gonna be fun.
Oh, fuck. He's a beauty. Usually I'm yelling at him a lot, but we'll get along great in Vegas.
I DM'd him and said that you won the trip to Vegas, but I stepped in and overruled it because you're such a jerk. And he was like, what, for real? I'm like, nah, I'm just kidding.
Actually, you'll appreciate this, Tyler. Yesterday at 1:03 p.m., Surveyor Brett DM'd me a score sheet from one of your latest games in your rec league where you scored a hat trick.
Hey!
But we lost, so I don't care.
But you did score a hat trick.
Hey!
Number 89, good for you. Sam Gagne tribute, I assume.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, we don't need to talk about rec league.
We got a hat trick.
You did?
We didn't win. I don't care.
Oh, boy.
Do you want to know what I want to talk about? Actually, what Jay wants me to talk about?
What?
We've got some fresh reviews on iTunes.
Oh, nice. Did Jay text you to say?
He did.
He's in Jasper being lazy.
He did. All right. Tyler, with a review like this, I'm gonna let you guess how many stars this review was, okay? This is from Rock and Roll Trucker.
Oh, yes.
Real life podcast is the over the pants HJ after last call at the bar of podcasts.
Oh.
Wasn't exactly what you were looking for, but it got the job done. How many stars?
3.
Oh, that's a 5-star review, my friend.
Wow.
That is a 5-star review.
Thank you.
Another try for Tyler from Miles67.
Ooh.
I'm writing this review because I want some sweet, sweet oodle noodle. I listen every week for the random as hell topics. How many stars, Tyler?
4.
That's a 5-star review.
Wow.
Miles, you DM us on Instagram at Nation Real Life. The DMs are open. I will send you 2 free Nation noodle boxes.
From K-Bap. K-Bap. I got chicken pox PTSD listening to Jay's Buffalo escapades. However, as a fellow UGG connoisseur, I support his choice. Bring back Rexall heroin beers playoffs 2020. Top-notch ramblings, boys. Tyler, how many
I was going to say 4, but he said top-notch. So is that one a 5-star review?
That's a 5-star review.
Woo, nailed it.
Has anyone got any courage? That was well done. We asked Hernan to press a button on the board to end the show.
Yeah.
What did he just go?
He
to
dropped
the
a
theme
Japa
song?
ad.
Yeah, Japa ad. Like, hit something on the board. Japa ad. Who has the courage in the reviews to call us out and give us a 1-star?
I don't see any 1-stars, Wanye.
How about a 2-star?
I don't see a 2-star.
3-star?
What I do see is from Huskies62.
Here it is.
Sometimes I wonder why I bother listening to this show. Then you find out Tyler is getting married and it sucks me right back in. Tyler is the youngest old man. Jay is a troll. Bag Milk does the best worst job at transition and ad reads. And who is that other guy? Wanye? Like Kanye? I don't know, but he's funny. Great podcast regardless of the hosts. Tyler, how many stars?
5.
That's a 5-star review. Wow.
How many reviews do we have?
Right now, there is a total of 100 on the button.
Really?
Yeah.
What's our average rating?
Average rating of 4.86. There's 79 5-star reviews, 12 4-star, 3 3-star, 1 2, and 5 1.
Any of the ones got comments?
Let me go back.
I don't need praise. I need rage to fuel me.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Do I like it when the sound is similar to a tape cassette you recorded off the radio? No.
Yeah.
Do I like it that Wanye can't be bothered to be in studio for his company's biggest podcast?
Oh,
No.
this is old. This is when I'm down in Mexico.
Of course not. The guy's got to relax 12 months a year in Mexico. Do I care how Jason Greger asks himself questions only to answer them immediately after? No. I gave this 15 listens, but that's enough. Hard crap, hard pass. That is from Testy Esty.
That's a tough one because it's a long time ago.
Yeah, but since then, like, I mean, Gregor's gone. You're in the country. Strudwick's gone.
We went through a period of atrocious audio.
I do love the observation though of Gregor asking himself a question only to answer it. That's so funny because he does it all the time in his articles, and it makes me chuckle.
It's a product of being on the radio for 4 hours a day for 200 years.
and having to talk to yourself for a lot of it. Yeah.
So good.
So we went the Mexican era of this show, which I think was like maybe first year.
This was from February 24th of 2017, this review.
And then we went through the bad audio years where we were learning. And then we got a proper production person in prior to your arrival. Then we have the podcast studio year where we're killing it. So I would disavow any 1-star reviews before 2017.
But what about this one? There's not much Oilers talk. The hosts get easily distracted and side conversations kick off immediately. I'd rather listen to David Staples.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that guy D Staple 69?
Take that.
Gretzmas.
Take that back.
Kretzmas? Those are my boys that have...
Poor Gretzmas spirit.
Do you know what that is?
No.
They get together once a year and do an outdoor hockey tournament where everybody wears Gretzky jerseys. And this guy, it'll happen right away. He'll send it to us right away. He does it every year.
Well, we got a 1-star review with a meh.
Well, you know what? Got to get better.
Yeah.
There's always room to improve.
Hit us with some 1-stars if you're listening. One guy got free Oodle Noodle today because he gave us a 5-star. Imagine what we do for a 1-star to kiss your ass.
Oh, absolutely.
I play the air horn for a 5-star, and then we do this for 1-stars.
Yeah,
Gucci
that's
Mane
called.
shirt.
Gucci Mane Burr?
Yeah.
We play it on Oilersnation Radio all the time.
Yeah. Hot and cold.
Hot and cold
Performers of the week.
Cold takes never die.
Was that it for the reviews?
10 off and 1 positive.
Yeah.
Yep.
One more positive. This is a 5-star review from Cody. Definitely my favorite ever podcast. Can't wait for it every single week.
Every single Tuesday now. So, should we let the listeners know what we're going to do next week since it's Christmas Eve?
Go for it.
Oh my God. We don't have to do this on Christmas Eve, do we?
No.
Deece.
I was thinking in one of the next 2 weeks, we'll either, are people going to want to listen to Real Life on Christmas Eve?
Probably not. Oh.
Maybe a best of or something like that.
Oh, that's lazy. Let's do a Christmas one.
You want to come in here on
real
Christmas
bang.
Eve?
No. Let's just do it on a different day and release it on Christmas.
Yeah, we can do that.
Unless you don't want to.
No, yeah, we can do whatever.
Or you could just play the episode where I talk to Eberly.
Me? Let's let the listeners know what we're going to do.
And then never gets old.
And then we don't decide what we're going to do. All right. Episode 155 this was? 152?
152.
Well, episode 152 of Nation Real Life. Chalmers was gone. Jays and Jasper.
We did a great job.
We did.
Yeah, I thought this was good. We hit a lot of big topics, and I got to brag about my sweet trip, so that was a lot of fun.
And you got TikTok.
And I downloaded TikTok. Next week, we'll do the 1 week of your Umchuck being on TikTok update. There you go.
Shout out Lil Mayo.
Yeah, shout out Little Mayo. Episode 152 of Nation Real Life is... It's over.
Be gone, thoughts.